Hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to kind of differentiate and distinguish the two different models of Turkish Mausers that you're going to most frequently run into, being the Model 1938 as deemed by the importers in the 90s. It's the one I made a video of the other day. And the Model 1903, the older one that most of them were chambered into 8mm in the 30s after World War I. So they look the same from a distance. They're long. They're both the same length. They got the same, from about the front of the receiver on up. They look exactly the same. Now, when you get up close, you're going to notice that on the 1903, markings on the receiver are pretty spread out and not as compact and as tight as the Model 38, like in the other video I showed you the other day. That's just going to be one of your main kind of clues as to what the rifle is. The 1903's got the very large crescent, the very large star, whereas the Model 1938's got the really small star and crescent. Both of them say, TC, or the Republic of Turkey, in Turkish, and then ASFA, Ankara, and then the M38 has got the KKL, the factory it was made at, the receiver itself. So that's one way. I'm just going to work from this side up. The other way is, if you've got a really good eye, you can tell that this action is actually about that much shorter than that action, because the bolts are not interchangeable. And but anyways, that's not a surefire way to tell because they both look the same. The real surefire way to tell the two things are the clip guide bridge area of the receiver is raised. As you can see, it's pretty far out, whereas the charger clip guide for the Model 38 is pretty much flush, just like most other large ring Mauser actions. This was made to accommodate the weird kind of clips they were using at the time, like the Model 1909 Peruvian Mauser, I think, used the same kind of clips. I don't have any of those, but it works well. You just got to push the bolt release out a little bit with the regular standard Mauser clips, and it feeds normal. And then the other way to distinguish is the shape of the bolt handle. Now, this is the Model 1903. You see how it's got kind of a tapered teardrop shape, whereas the Model 1938 has got the tapered bolt itself, and then the end of it, the handle, is the actual sphere. It's like a almost perfect ball, whereas this kind of flows into it. That looks like it, it might have been stuck onto there at the end, even though it wasn't. It looks like it could have been a ball stuck onto a bolt. So that's another way to distinguish those two. Like I said, from a distance, they look exactly the same. I mean, they shoot exactly the same. They're both Mausers. The bolts are not interchangeable as stated. This one's got a longer action. It's got a standard Model 98 length action, so you can put like a K98 bolt or a Gewehr 98 bolt in there. You can. I mean, it's not entirely safe for all you that are paranoid about headspace. I've yet to have a problem, but it can happen, so I'm not going to advocate it, but I'm saying it can be done. I have done it. Not shot it, though. Whereas the Turkish Model 1903, the action is maybe about 9/10 the length of the Model 1938, so you can't interchange the bolts. That's another way to tell if you got one or the other. Try and interchange the bolts. But on the original 1903s that are not really touched with or haven't been updated, or messed with, have been updated, the markings are going to be in Farsi on the receiver. It's going to look a lot different than that. Those usually are chambered for the original 7.65 by 53 millimeter. Very uncommon, hard to find. It's not like the Holy Grail if you do find one, but they're pretty uncommon, and they're going to command a premium, of course. But yeah, that's just what I understand about differentiating the two models of Turkish Mausers that you're going to most commonly find. They're both very affordable rifles, very awesome. I have yet to shoot the Model 38. We'll make a video later on about that. It's just really cold outside up here in Wisconsin, so I don't want to go out there and freeze my ass off again. Yeah, that's all I've got really. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, they're both great rifles, 8mm, and this one was made in 1935. This one was made in 1940. So that's all I've got. Feel free to ask any questions if you got any questions. And thanks for watching, as always.